everybody, and welcome to this time lapse. We've got these lovely muted pears. I'm working on the dark grey pastel matte paper here. The size is 17 centimeters squared, and it's part of my mini collection of pastels that I do, soft pastels I do for gallery. Anyway, so I loved the colors in this photo reference. It was generated using an AI program called Mid-Journey. Now, obviously, sometimes there are mistakes when it comes to using AI. So you've got to be able to have an eye, double checking your shape. Sometimes an aspect of the picture will be much larger than the rest of the picture, so it doesn't make sense, you know. But with this one, the only change I did, can you see where the two pairs are touching? It's making a tangent. So either you need to put the open pair, the cut pair, in front or behind the closed, the full pair. You don't really want tangents in your art. So what I did is I've put the cut pair in front of the other pair, and that just makes for a better composition. That's the only change actually that I made in this one. So you've got to watch out for things like that in your composition. So using the trying to replicate the colors I can see in the reference, everything's quite muted. You've got gray greens in there rather than these bright, sumptuous yellow greens. They definitely have more of a blue-gray tinge to them. So I went through my collection of Sennelier as well as Unison to try and get those greens for the leaves, and then also for the pears. It's not bright red, yellow, or orange. Everything's taking on a much brownier, more muted tone, which I absolutely loved. As I said, I should stop saying that now, but it's nice when you complete a work that you're really happy with, and that was the case for these pears. So also in the foreground there on the table, I'm using lots of grey greens, and those are from the Rembrandt set. They do lovely grey greens. So going in with light layers of pastel, that is key when you're working in this sort of style of pastel, because you want to be able to build up those layers. If you go in too heavy-handed on your first few goes, you're not going to be able to get the level of precise detail, especially not with the pastel pencils. So you've got to work in the light layers. I taught myself that from very early on from pasteling. Got to have a light touch. Use your heavy strokes for your very end highlights. So you can see you can still get quite a bit of detail because I've gone in with those light layers with my pastel sticks. Also used a little bit of hard pastels. They tend to have a bit more color payoff than your pastel pencils. See here, the pastel pencil, to make those, you know, on the skin of the pear, you get those little dots. The pastel pencils were going on fine because I'd worked in these light layers. That's really important when it comes to working in this sort of style. But if you've enjoyed this, you can see me pasteling this over in real time, and I'm chatting you through as I go along over on my Patreon. I'll leave a link in the description below. But thanks for watching. Bye for now.